Y'all don't value sex like that, even though it is very important. I say in my book, sex matters to men a whole lot, but it's in a certain box in their brain. It doesn't overshadow the whole spectrum of family. It doesn't do that for them. For a woman, it does. It just does. And this is why they're out of control. Oh, I get mad dudes. You don't get mad dudes. No, you don't. You do not get the men that you really want. You got men that you don't like, that you're entertaining, the ones that you have to go to dinner, the ones that you got to go buy you and get your nails done, because they don't know they don't got to do that for you. Because you don't really like them, that's what you're going to demand for them to be in your presence. Meanwhile, you gobbling the dude you really like every night, and he don't want to be with you. Why? Because he got a woman. Let's be very clear about how this works. So this is why they don't value marriage at all. They value sex. And they're going now when the sex runs out, when they're no longer appealing, and now the men, they're not entertaining because now you in your 50s trying to still do the same crap you was doing in your 20s. This is when they, like Kevin Samuels would say, now you at home with that cat staring at that wall. That's when it's going to hit you. It's not going to hit them now because they have too many penises in the inbox.
Okay. Let me get your thoughts on what are your thoughts? Because I know the manosphere talks about this a lot too.
Correct.
What are your thoughts on obesity, especially with women as well?
So this is one of the main issues that's a problem in our community. See, the Black woman is the most unattractive woman in the United States. And I know women gonna hate when I say that. They are. They are. So how do we know this? You can go into any neighborhood in the United States of America, except Atlanta, because Atlanta.
Before you go on,
okay,
I got to say that truth, it hurts hard.
It hurts. It do.
Is a mother.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Sometimes we need tough love in order to get out of the condition we in. And so I appreciate you, sister. Hey, go on. I'm sorry for.
I'm going to tell you why they're the most unattractive. So that fake hair. We're talking 98% of our women wear fake hair. Nothing attractive about no fake hair. It's not attractive. Grow your hair. 2 years ago, I wouldn't cut. My hair goes all the way down my back past my bra strap. I called myself. I didn't think I had to say it to my husband. I didn't think he would care. So I'm not getting a weave. I go and cut it up to here. I came back. He said, "Don't you ever do that again. My hair will never be cut again. It's not happening. I have to make sure I'm attractive to him." So this fake hair got to go. And this out of control overweight got to go. See, people think I'm not against women. I didn't say be bony. See, people think when I'm saying be in shape, I'm talking about being bony. I am not. I am talking about being in shape. So whatever your BMI needs to be, which is 22 to 25% should be your maximum BMI at whatever height you are. So that is the weight you need to be. Whatever your BMI is, your fat content should not be more than 25%. That is the weight you should be. I don't want to hear, I want to gain weight because I need to be thick. I have stopped so many high school girls from buying weight gainer. Oh, but all of the boys, they say, I don't care what boys say at 17. They don't know what they need in life. When Kevin Samuels was talking about women needed to be under 130 pounds before they give weight, that was a biological reason. I'm going to tell you why. There are 30 to 35 pounds a woman is never losing when she has a child. So if you are 118 to 130 pounds, when you go to have that baby, the weight is now going to sit right on you and you'll still be in shape. Let's be very clear about how the human body works. So what happens is most of these girls are already 165. They didn't even have children yet. Talking about I'm thick with double backs on the side. We're not doing that. So when I'm talking about this obesity thing, we're talking about being unhealthy. If you are close to 30% body fat, you are obese. I don't care what men say to you in the street. I don't care how many likes you get. And it's a problem because we're not surviving childbirth. See, men don't realize what they need until they get older. Nobody want to turn around and be in bed with a walrus. Like, you got to lie to your wife. My husband don't got to lie to me. I don't got to ask my husband, honey, do I look nice in this dress? I know why you look nice in this dress. Why? Because my stomach is flat. I don't have 18 backs.
So you're a workout woman.
Yes, I work out in the house. Me and my husband tried to go to the gym. We in the Bronx, it's too many people. Then you got the BBL chicks wasting the machines, using them wrong. My husband we don't got time to play around. So you know what? I'm gonna have to do my workouts at home. And that's what I do. So a lot of time I run up and down my stairs all day. I purposely leave certain things downstairs in the living rooms because it will force me to go up and down my stairs all day. I have an at-home Pilates kit. So this is what I'm talking about. So we have to understand that this obesity thing is the first issue. Why? And it's a major issue because what is a man's standard? The first thing they want you to be is beautiful.
Get ready.
And you can't be beautiful fat. That's not how this works. I don't care what is said to you online. You're not beautiful being overweight. You're not beautiful being chunky. It's not attractive. We have to make sure we're in shape. Nobody said you got to have an 8-pack, but you need to be in shape. And I'm not letting women get away with it because why? It causes illness and you take years off of your life. So this obesity thing is a problem. Hence why I say, and that hair, hence why I say we are the most unattractive because we're overweight and full of weaves. That's not attractive. It's not. It's not. It's not attractive. And we promote it and we sell it and it has to stop. All of my daughters have hair down their back. I don't do the weave thing. I don't do that. They wasn't raised with it. No perms. We're not doing that. Present your beautiful self. You want your hair that long? Grow it. We have too many chemicals. You'll spend $700 on lace fronts, but you won't spend that money on water, vitamins, minerals, and herbs to put in your hair. And then you forcing people to tell you you look good. No, you don't. You don't. Your husband got to lie to you. Your dude got to lie to you. All the men in your inbox are lying to you. They want to have sex with you. Let's say anything to have sex with you. No one cares what a man says to you. That's about sex.
Right.
They're not going to tell you the truth. That's why women say they want the truth. No, you don't. You do not want no man coming up to you saying, you know what? You're a very unattractive woman in the face, but your lips is big, and I want you to go down on me. Let me tell you something. Y'all can't handle. Women can't handle that. Let's stop. They can't. Nope, not happening. Hence, so men going to keep their mouth shut to get what they want. This is how it works. And we're teaching our children. So you got young girls in high school, Sonetta, trying to gain weight. I said, what you ordering? Oh, I got to get these weight gaining pills for what? Oh, no, you're not. No, you're not. Absolutely not. That's how bad this is. That you got people wanting to gain weight so they can get a BBL. Because that's why they want to gain the weight. Because if they get all the fat, now they're a better candidate for sucking the fat out to put it in their butt and their hips instead of just working out. So we'll go through the pain of a BBL but not exercise. So Sonetta, you have to make this make sense to me. It doesn't make sense at all. I can't comprehend it. So I'm always getting on women on that. So a lot of times I get attacked by women who are big, overweight. They're getting upset with me. Now I'm bony. They could take my dude and all this other crap. Okay. I don't know you live in Candyland. It's okay. You gonna stay right there in Candyland by yourself, unmarried, alone. Alone. That's where you're gonna be.
What do you say to those sisters that speak about being a wife is overrated?
To me, they never had nobody love them back. That's why they say it's overrated. Nobody loved them back and nobody wanted to marry them. And if they were married, they married somebody they weren't really into. See, women, we have to be 100% engulfed with you on the physical in order for us to, just be all in. And most women, they're not. See, a lot of women don't understand that who they're with, they actually qualify for. This is the issue. The 8, 9s, and the 10s, they always get together. Right? So they don't have the problem. The problem is that's only 20% of the population. The other 70%, 0 to 70, they don't like each other. They still like the 8, 9s, and 10s. So what happens is with women, they think when they're a 5, if they sleep with a 9 or a 10 or a man who got it going on, they think that now they qualify for that man, and they do not. You qualify for what you look like and what you are. And women don't like this part. So what happens is they'll marry the guy who will take them out. They'll marry the guy who will buy them all this stuff and get with them. And then guess what? They cheating on them with the person that they really want. So this is why they don't value marriage, because they doing all the cheating, right? Because what does DNA diagnostics say? DNA diagnostics says
the women are doing all
the women. DNA diagnostic is saying that women cheat way more. Let's be very clear. 50% of the babies are not the man. So I'm confused. Wow. You're complaining about cheating, but y'all are the women who are doing the cheating. You are the women who brag about cheating on men. You tell women to cheat on men. You tell young girls to make sure they're talking to 5 dudes. Why would you tell a girl to talk to 5 different men? Men do not need conversation. Women do. Meaning, I divorced my husband tonight. I can call a guy I was with 10 years ago, Sonetta, right? I could call him at 6:20 and say, I'm coming over tonight at 10. Guess who's going over his house tonight at 10? With no conversation. I don't even got to say hi. I just gonna say it's Aaron, so I'm coming over. I'm going over the house. Women are the ones who need conversation. So to tell teenage girls to talk to multiple dudes does not make sense. And then you wonder why you're still not getting picked. Then you wonder why. When you act a certain way, a man is not going to pick you. They're going to put you in a box. Me and my husband was talking about this week. Men, they still want to have sex with you. They could care less where you are in the sex box. If I just want to have sex with you, that's what I'm doing. When it's time to take you out, your actions dictate if they take you out that box. Now, they see you talking to 19 dudes. You let him know, yeah, I was out to dinner with so-and-so. Guess where you staying, honey? You staying right in that sex box that he had you in. He knows not to take you out now.
I know some of you brothers know that she's speaking the truth, man. You brothers know.
Okay. I see how this girl moves. She's staying right in this F box. I'll be seeing her every other week. The same way I was doing now.
Yeah.
This is how it works. So men will keep you in the box. They're not going to argue with you all the time. You got some men who curse you out. Some men, they dominant. They're not going to deal with you. They'll just keep you in the sex box. That's where you're staying. And then you wonder why. Then you go online. Oh, men can't handle me. You're nothing to handle. You're not a wife. You're nothing to handle. What are you to handle? What, you argumentative? You want to argue? Women argue when they are not who they need to be and they know it. And they're putting on this facade. Accept me the way I am. Even though I know the way I am ain't worth nothing. I know I don't look the best way I should. Because you may not be able to change your face, but you can change the way the rest of your body is presented to the world. You have that control, which will make you by default more attractive. My father told me, Angela, I never slept with a fat woman in my entire life because they didn't exist back then. You had like what, one or two women in the city who was overweight. The whole family was. He was like, Angela, there was no fat woman to sleep with. I said, this is what we have to go back to. There was none. This is what I'm talking about. So women love to be in denial. They love to argue when you're correcting their bad behavior. I remember when I did the thing with King Simon, I only talked for probably 25 minutes. The women who were arguing with me were exactly what I was saying. Overweight, got a weave in their head. And then the slim one, she had a weave in her head. But I already know if you don't agree with me, you are a rebellious Jezebel. That's why you don't agree. I know this for a fact. Because if you are submissive, if you are a wife, if you love your man with every ounce of your being, and your goal only in life is to be his wife and be a mother to those children, you will not disagree with nothing I'm saying. You be like, Angela, help me out. I need to get in shape. What's some herbs you take? How do you eat? What do you do every day? That's what you're going to say to me. You're not going to argue with me and tell me I'm wrong and I'm a pick me. And I am a pick me 100% because I'm one of my husband to pick me. You're absolutely right. Yes, I did. Mm-hmm. Okay, my husband had hoes. I wanted to get out of it. And see, women don't have they got an issue with until you're
hold up. Yes. You said your husband had hoes.
Yes, he got hoes now.
Oh man, so you deal with polygamy or polygamy?
Yes, sexual polygamy. Sexual. He doesn't want like another wife or any of that. But yes, okay. I do deal with polygamy. Yes, I do.
So how do you handle that, knowing that your husband have other women?
Yes, well, this is the book. I will put this in the chat, but later I'll talk about that.
We're going to talk about that.
The way I deal with it is because I went through a trial with my ex before him, I found out with my own study that a man can really be in love with you and still put his penis inside of another woman. How? Because I was there when it happened.
Oh, my God.
Footage. I had live footage. So when I met my husband, the reason my ex didn't work, it was physical violence. And it really was physical. Women loved the line. I'm talking, it was physical. I had my cheek ripped out, all that. But I made the mistake of walking out. You know how women, we want y'all to see us walk out when we done. So I'm doing the whole charade. That's why I'm leaving. And that doesn't work well with a man. You can't walk out in front of him and then tell him that's why I'm going to be with somebody else. That was when we would fight. So it got physical. I wasn't wise in that area because I wouldn't just leave, when I'm already out or leave when he's out. I did it in front of him and I learned that wasn't wise. So that's why we ended up breaking up. But my husband, I realized I had learned this lesson already. So it was more of us coming up with a schedule, right? The schedule. What can I tolerate without any annoyance? So let's come up with this schedule and let's come up with what is your honest need? What do you need to be happy? Because your happiness matters to me. I don't want my husband with me and he's miserable. I don't want my husband out here lying. I want him to generally want to come home, literally be happy. Can't wait to come in here. How are we going to work this out? So a lot of things we had to work out, Sonetta, as it happened. You don't think of everything before you get married. We just did the general. So the general thing was, I'm going to have sex with other women. Do I have to know them? The answer is no. I do not need to know and do all of that. I don't need to know all of that. Now, if they're coming to the home, we're going to introduce each other and you go do your thing, but normally he just goes out. So I don't need to necessarily know who they are. Let's just keep the schedule to how often this is going to happen. So we came up with the schedule. Now, certain things ended up getting fine-tuned, and we had to do a little bit of arguing, but like my birthday, right? So one time he was with somebody maybe 3 days before my birthday. It had never happened before, so it never was brought up. I was livid. I said, I know you're not going out 3 days before my birthday. He said, it's not your birthday, though. So with that argument, I found out, you know what, Angela? You're going to have to now, what do you really want? Because in a woman's brain, 3 days before my birthday, woman brain, you're supposed to be preparing for my birthday. That's not what men do. That's what women do. I celebrate my birthday all month. So when we came to those special times, anniversary, birthday, holidays, we said he came up with the agreement, because I don't tell no man what to do. See, one that you can tell a man what to do. How you going to tell somebody who's sure than you what to do? That's not how this works. You have a conversation, honey, I present this to you and let me know if this is doable for you. So we came up with the week of my birthday, our anniversary, and holidays, because women, these hoes celebrate holidays. That's the problem. So if you go out on a holiday, they're going to think it means something. So we don't do the week before the holidays, the European ones, just like Christmas and Thanksgiving, those two. And then the week of my birthday and the our anniversary, he doesn't go out. That's what we came up with. That was the arrangement. But that took about a year or two into it heavily once we honestly got together, because I didn't know to say that because it didn't happen yet. You get what I'm saying? It didn't happen yet. So that was the arrangement. He goes out, he does what he do, and he come back, and I pack his bags on that. He got this cute little bag of his little shoes in there. He got the spray. He got his bag and all that. He has a bag to go out, a specific bag he has to go out. I make sure he has what he needs to be comfortable, and do it.
You're a strong woman.
No, I am. This is what I wanted to say. No, this is what I'm saying. What I do requires strength. What women do normally, which is cheat back, that's weak. See, women think that's being strong, and it's not. No, I'm actually strong because I'm aligned with a man's nature. See, women say, "Oh, I'm just the
hold on, say that. Stop. Yes. You got to say that slow. You went over the head. You are in line.
I am in line
with
a man's nature. Now, women love to say that y'all are dogs, and I'm like, no. There's a difference between a man being in his nature and being reckless. See, you can be reckless. That's completely different.
Right.
That's different. So can men be reckless with their sex? Right. Men can be reckless. Can they be reckless? Yes. But sleeping with other women is not reckless. So we got to stop saying that. Because normally this is when men say men are disgusting, y'all ain't SHIT and all this other crap. Why are you saying that? The normal reason is you're mad that he's sleeping with another woman. Now, ask your dude, because I tell women this all the time. When did the man you was with tell you he only wanted to sleep with you? Because I always say men lie. When did he tell you that?
Well, when he said, I want to marry you.
That's not saying that. Man saying he wants to marry you is saying, I'll say this, that men do monogamy with their heart. I'll say most men do monogamy with their heart. They will literally be in love with one woman and just want to have sex with other women. That's normally how this goes. Okay? So there's no period of time where y'all did not do this. See, I always ask women, show me this period of time where men did not sleep with other women. That's the first thing. They can't show me that. Then show me this period of time where men who actually have money didn't sleep with other women. They can't show me that either. So then I ask them, why are you asking a man to do something that's never been done? We've been here for 6 million years. Why are you asking a man to do something that's never been done? Because then what do you end up doing? You end up being out in these streets, which just really means you out here getting penis, and you getting penis down. That's what out in the streets mean. So you're out in these streets getting penis down. You're a hoe for all these other men. And nobody loves you. And you're telling me that's the way to go? So you'll give 80 different men one chance, but you won't give your husband 80 different chances? Get the heck out of here. My husband will get 18 million thousand chances to infinity before I go out here. Because all I'm going to do is meet what, Sonetta? Another dude who's going to do what?
Just want some
women. I'm going to keep running into him. So what does that mean? That's in their nature. It's up to the women to say, let's be in alignment. How we going to fine tune this? Because guess what? These men, y'all couldn't sleep around if the women wasn't being hoes. How does this work? You're telling me when you talk to a dude, you don't know he's sleeping with other men. You're telling me you got to ask him that? Because even with the women in my husband's inbox, they didn't even meet him yet. Oh, I'm not comfortable if you are sleeping with other women. This is what you're saying to a man you don't know. So let me get this straight. You assume that a good-looking man at that, a man with resources, you're telling me that you are going to think he doesn't have women who want him and you do, and you sitting there talking to him? Because if you want him, guess who else want him? Sonetta, Kim.
That's right.
Simone, right?
That's right.
Desiree want him too. I'm confused. You should know this automatically talking to me. That's what I told my daughter. So everything I'm saying, my daughters have had this conversation with me extensively. I already tell them, yeah, he's going to cheat on you. That's what you're going to do. You're going to come to mommy. We're going for the weekend. You're going to stay. I'll let you vent. And then guess where you going?
See, you know what it is?
You going back.
You right now, you understands the true nature of a man.
Correct.
You really understands that. And a lot of these women, they don't understand that today.
Feminism got them thinking they could change it. And the men who can't get women, I'm not disrespecting men. The black man, y'all the greatest thing to hit planet Earth. Everybody wants y'all at the top of the sex chain. However, there are men who are not physically as attractive as they should, and they suffer a lot. So what happens is those men have convoluted women's brains to thinking they can get this monogamous person. You'll get that if that's what they choose to do. If the man chooses, that's on his own. You can't force it. So they get these men who can't get other women, right? And then they think, oh, see, when I was dating so-and-so, he couldn't. Nobody was attracted to him. You only went out with him because you knew he would pay for dinner. Let's be very clear about how this works. So that convolutes a lot of women's minds. Then when they run into a man of substance, then they don't get it. Then let
me ask you, King Mind Cola. What do you mean? I'm talking about somebody in the chat. Okay. What do you mean when you say that's a man with no control? What do you mean by that, brother? What do you mean by that? Go ahead, finish this. Here, tag. Here.
Okay, so again, a man exercising his sexual appetite, that is of his choosing and his doing. Okay, if he chooses not to, that's his choice. It cannot be forced, is my point. So if you run into a man who says, I really don't want to sleep with other women, he doesn't, that's a very small percentage of men, extremely small. So in science, because all of my degrees are in science, I have 5 degrees. I have a bachelor's, 2 and a master's degree in biology. I have another master's degree in holistic health and a PhD in naturopathic medicine. So all of my degrees are in science. I don't really do the feeling thing. So when we say the average amount in science, that means if something is a condition in 70 to 80% of a populi, it now becomes the standard. The 20% it doesn't apply to doesn't really count. So for example, most black people, we have darker skin, bigger lips, and wider noses. I could care less about Tia from Sister, whose nose is real skinny and very small lips. She is going to be that 20% that it doesn't count. So 70 to 85% of men have a natural inclination to have sex with multiple women, whether they are in love with their wives or not. This is the standard. Now, if you run into that 20% of dude who doesn't, happy for you. That's not the norm that a woman is going to run into. So this is why I say it has nothing to do with a man being out of control. It has everything to do with this is natural for y'all. To look at a woman don't mean you don't love your wife. It doesn't mean that. You just saw this big butt walking down the street and it was sexually appealing. It's that simple and that cut and dry. And we oftentimes make it bigger than it is. So when I'm out with my husband, if I see a big butt before he do, I'll let him know. If he sees it, listen, we're looking at it together. I'm not going to sit here and lie and be like the woman, her butt don't look good when it do. You're lying. Like, come on. We got to tell the truth. There's nothing wrong with that. So see, women, we want so much, but we don't want to give. I love to give to this side of my husband. We laugh at the women. Sometimes I helped him out because some women found them on Facebook. I had to help my husband out. I said, oh no, we got to block this because I don't want them to find you and cause problems because then they're coming to me. You don't want to talk to me, sis. It's not going to go well for you. It's really not going to go well. So I try to help him out so that they don't find, because they're always looking. This is how you know they're full of crap when they say they don't want a relationship. Yes, you do. That's why you have research to do.
You know who would love you? You know who would love women like you? Hebrew Israelites.
Oh, the Hebrew
Israelites.
They practice polygamy, right? They do, right?
They practice polygamy. But there's other men out there that, feels... I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah, this is going across. Yeah, this is going across religion, 100%. Cross ages. So again, like I said, can a man be reckless and sexually out of control? Yes, you can be that. But just naturally wanting to sleep with other women, that's not you being out of control. That is in your innate nature. And
now let's talk about you for a minute. What about you? Do you go outside of your marriage?
No.
Okay.
No.
You want to make
this
that
body belongs to my husband only.
Thank you.
Vagina, these lips, these ears. Because me being a hoe to another man would do what, actually?
Right. Make you Horus.
Because anybody, right? So anybody I go and sleep with, I'm a whore to him.
Right.
He don't love me. He doesn't value me. And women get mad when I walk out in the street. I'm a hoe to everybody who sees me.
There you go.
These are the facts. If they don't love you, you're a hoe that they want to sleep with. This is just the nature of it. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is the nature of attraction. Until a man values you, that's what box you're in. We are indemnified to galvanize a man to marry us. So I say to these women, if you all that, if you this clean, you got it going on, your life should follow it. And if your life is not following that path, you are not all that. Your life will be following it if you were. So that then becomes an issue as well. Women just think because you got a vagina, I'm just a queen all be. No, you're not. What value do you bring after that? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're not doing any value. You know how many people know how to give?
Right.
Fellatio? Like this a joke?
What made you come out and speak on this type of topic? What made you say, you know what? I got to teach on this.
So what happened was I realized when I would talk to women and the men I wanted to be with, I was very bold, Sonetta, with my family. Like, you know, my cousins that are my age, I didn't hide who I was with. They're like, oh, he's stuck with somebody. You going back? Yup, I'm going right back tonight, girl. I don't even care. I was one of those. I didn't lie. I love I'm sorry. Yes, I'm going back. Yup. So what happened was when I would talk to women, I realized I had a hard time listening to me. Didn't really want to hear what I had to say. I'm always stupid. I'm always dumb. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to write a book. Because you can argue with that book by yourself. I said what I said. Right. You can argue with that book. Because a lot of times, this is why I don't really respond to the comments like from women. I don't normally like to respond to them because they'll say anything online. When they're talking to me like this, like me and you, or it's in person, it ends up being a completely different dialogue. I'll get dragged online. Let's talk face to face and get online together. Now it's a totally different conversation. Because now we got to break down what you said. So this is what ended up making me write the book. And then also, I know I put this in my book too. I honored Alexander Dumas because, you know, he's Black, because I fell in love with words when I was getting my second master's degree. I was reading my favorite book, Count of Monte Cristo. And the words that was in that book was the list you had to study, you know, to take your GREs to get into graduates. And I'm like, oh God, this man is brilliant with words. So I fell in love with words because of him. So I honor him in my book. And also Superhead. Superhead, the reason why I respected her, not for her lifestyle, that she was bold enough to share it and go around and talk, because that was a very hard topic for her to do. She knew she was going to get dragged. She knew these men was going to curse her out. The women were too. And she had so much like boldness to go out and share her story. Reading, because I bought all her books, reading her story, it also gave me boldness to share mine and to teach women, because I'm a teacher. I'm a college professor. I teach biology. So that's what I do. So all of that together is why I ended up writing this book.
You know, in my younger days, right? Yeah. I mean, I had my share of women. I've been blessed. And I remember this sister that I was with. She was Puerto Rican. Mm-hmm. And we was together for a little while, like maybe 3 years, not long. Okay. And she said, on your birthday, she said, what would you like on your birthday?
Oh, I already know what y'all want for your birthday. We get into that too.
And I told her, I would like to have another sister, another woman. Correct. And she said, you know what? I'm going to make that happen for you on your birthday. I'm going to choose the woman. She said, I'm going to choose the sister. Okay. So the time when my birthday came, all of that fell flat. She reneged on the deal because she loved me so much. And she said, I can't go through with it. And we had a big argument over that, you know?
As you should.
I was really expecting that. And come to find out, I'm dead in the water now. You know?
Listen,
like, my whole birthday.
Wow. See, but I know what my husband loves. So if he wants that, I mean, he does it all year, but if he wants that specifically for his birthday, that will make that happen. One time I flew this beautiful sister out. We tricked him. I said, tell him you can't make it. Because I really wanted to like make it a surprise. So she's talking to him. Oh, I can't make it. He's upstairs. So I said, honey, I got somebody coming. He didn't know who it was. When he came downstairs and saw us both on the couch, he was so happy with life. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all only need 2 things in life: sex and money. Okay, because the money will get you the food. That's why I just say it's too. You get the food is included with the money part. That's all y'all need. Y'all be so y'all so easy to please. It don't make sense. It really does. We are the ones that are hard to please. I ask my husband every day, do you love me? Why? I'm a woman. Today's a new day. I know you loved me yesterday, but I need to know today. That's woman stuff. Okay? I had to have the reassurance. Y'all don't need that. Y'all are so easy to please.
Right. So easy. It don't take much to please us. You know? All I ask is just don't talk so much sometimes.
No, we got to work on that.
I'm watching the game right now. You want to just, just pick a fight.
Now, this is what I did, right? I realized I want to talk to my husband when he come in from work. He don't want to talk. So my science brain kicked in. How are you going to talk to this man when he don't want to talk? Okay, entertain what he want to talk about. What don't your husband mind talking about when he walking? You know what he didn't mind talking about?
What?
Red Pill, the Manosphere shows, because he watches a few of them. He has no problem talking about that, right? And women. So guess what we watch together? I know people think we watch Ratchet TV together. You know why? What? I can spend hours with my husband watching Ratchet TV and talking. Do you hear me?
Yep.
This is what listen. I entertain what he likes. He loves Delta Force, so we watch that. He loves military videos. That's what we talk about. So when he come in the door, if I feel like talking, honey, did you see this Delta Force video? Guess what? Guess who can start talking now? It was. He don't even realize when he's coming in, he's actually talking to me now. Why? Because I'm talking to him about what he likes. Not what I like. I'm talking about what he likes. So now when he come in from work, guess who don't need an hour downtime now? He'll talk to me sitting right on that toilet. I'll pull up a chair.
But what about your time and what you like? Do he ask you, what do you like, baby? Or what do you like?
Listen, his DNA is all in my body. I like what he like. What you mean? Okay. What do I like?
That's what
when he go to work and he doing things. Yeah, he's not gonna watch Golden Girls with me. I got time to do that. When I'm hanging with the kids, grandmother, and all of that, and I got my girlfriends. No, I like what he like.
Now let me ask you this right here.
I bought this cup for a reason. Go ahead.
What about the sisters who are in love with their man, happy that he's just single with them and he don't go out and mess around nowhere? But the sisters would say that's sad the way you think. That's sad the way you are right now. What about those sisters who are happy with their man?
Please, they're lying. Women love lying online. So let's go into how this works. My husband makes 6 figures. Let's be very clear, okay? My husband makes 6 figures. We own our house, okay, in the Bronx, okay? So we ain't no slouches here, all right? He's a very attractive man, okay? If he loves being laid up with me, don't get this twisted. All this man want to do is lay up under me, sniff my neck, and do all of that. However, when he go out, he go out. It's not like he's going out for 30 hours. He go out and come back to his wife, to his helpmeet. So that's how this works. If you are up under a man,
and he bring the check home.
Listen, you know what this man got me? You know he got me for Kwanzaa? Listen,
and he bring the check home.
Listen, all of the time. There's not anything I don't need this man don't give me. He surprised me with my Baccarat perfume, which is very expensive perfume. Those who know what Baccarat is. These Versace slippers with the matching robe and the large tote bag. Listen to me. I'm still flabbergasted my husband bought this to me. So we don't play this game over here. We love on each other a lot. He's up under me 24/7. He go out for 4 hours and come back. What's the problem? See, when you're aligned with how your man is, he's going to be all up under you. I'm not saying that a woman doesn't know that if she's up under her man, that's a beautiful thing. It is, but guess what? They still attracted to other women. It's not stopping that. You're not stopping that. So that's what I would say to that. If your husband, that's a wonderful thing. He should be up under you, but never want to sleep with another woman. He's lying to you until you find out. That's what I'm going to say to that.
Right. He might be lying to you there, but when he go to work and he see these women going back and forth and passing and beautiful, sexy women, come on now.
Correct. Come on. You know how attractive my husband is? So for me to be out here and think other women don't find him attractive, I wouldn't be with him if they didn't. I'm sorry, Sonetta. I wanted the good looking one everybody want. I don't want the one that nobody want. I know what that comes with.
What does that do to the sisters who's always nagging about who you with, who you been with, where you going? What does that do to the sisters though? Psychologically.
I think with the sisters, a lot of times they're cheating when they do that. A lot of times they're cheating. That's why they keep asking what you're doing and they nagging you. Now, I do feel that there's a difference between the normal nag. What's the normal nag? The normal nag is, honey, you love me, we ask you 80 times a day. That's a normal nag. That real nag that makes you question if I want to be with her nag is that's a different level. You are not settled. You need something to do. Go work out, because we know you ain't doing that. Go eat right. We know you ain't doing that either. We can tell. Go do something with your time. See, I have a regimen, so I'm very occupied. The children, the grandchildren. I am building my own school right now. We're not lying like Dr. Umar either. So we have we get stuff done. I got a team of people with me, because you can't build no school by itself. So this is how this works. So you have to understand you are going to have to come into alignment with that. And the women don't like to do it. And then they complain and they nag. What are you nagging him about? I don't nag my husband when he got to work 7 days a week. He's making money. What are you nagging about? That gives you more time to have your downtime, talk to your girls. Because guess what, Sonetta? When I walk in this door after work, my family and my friends don't talk to me after 5 o'clock. You're not getting an answer. Don't talk. Bro, you got all day. That man leave at 6 a.m. You got from 6 a.m. till 5. Don't call me. Don't text me. That's not how this works. My cousins know that. Unless y'all doing a couple trip, I'm not going. If you think I want to be with y'all in Aruba for 5 days without my penis there, you are highly mistaken. I don't want to sit with y'all that long. Go eat. I need to go back and have sex with my husband. That's what I came to Aruba to do, not hang with y'all. Let's be very clear how this works. So I have not gone on I don't do that. So alignment.
What is the 50-50 conversation that that's ruling the internet as of late?
This 50, you know what? I'm a skinny chick wearing red is a red flag. That's so funny. So I thought that comment is hilarious. So the issue with the 50-50 is women don't like to build with a man. They want this ready-made man, and that's the problem. See, millionaires and billionaires are built over time. So if you want this man, this 50-50 comes up when you don't have a helpmeet. See, a lot of men are with women who are vampires, financial and mental vampires. And this is where this 50-50 conversation comes in, because my husband never make me pay 50-50 and nothing. I do what's needed for the promotion of the legacy. If my husband needs me to do this, that's what I am doing financially. It doesn't matter. Me and my husband both make 6 figures, and we're landlords. We're not broke. But I mean, until we're rich, we're broke. That's how I feel. Until I'm rich, I'm broke. But I'm not broke to common standards. We're not. So that's how that works. So that 50-50 conversation ends up coming up because most women have nothing to offer, and the man is working by himself. It's very hard to become very wealthy in this world. How you don't want to help your man do that, I do not understand.
Oh, man.
They need help. You should be offering your money. They need help to get there. We ain't going to get there unless we're selling a commodity like Booker T. Washington told us. You got to do something and sell something in order for you to make money. You can't just keep working. They need a helpmate.
So if your man was stuck at one point where he couldn't make the payment on something, but you have the money.
It's getting paid.
Say, you know what? Take this $5,000 for right now.
Correct.
You would do that.
Absolutely.
Oh, right. That's what
I pay bills now with my husband. What do we think this is?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the queen. I have to help the king maintain the palace. That's in every way. Whatever is needed to be done. And if we claim we so great, why you can't make your man into a millionaire? Why when he's with you, he can't become wealthy? Oh, you have no skills outside of the bedroom, and that's subpar to begin with. That's a whole nother conversation. Why you can't help your dude become that dude? I don't understand.
Right. I feel you.
But you claim you so powerful and you all of that. How? Your life is not showing it. Show me where you're so powerful and so wonderful.
Let's talk about your book now.
Okay, so this is my book. This is my book. It's your fault. So in my book,
hold that book up again. I got you on the big screen.
This is my book. It's your fault.
So
I wrote this book to women because what we go through in relationships is 100% our fault. Because of our lack of knowledge, our rebellion, and a lot of the rebellion was taught, meaning it was taught to us by the women in our families. So we have a lot of self-taught rebellion, and we don't want to listen. So a lot of the times when we're going through these relationships, we're not looking at what did we do. What did we not do? We're kind of being really biased. We always say the man failed. Like even in my first marriage, I can see where I made a lot of mistakes that I will never make in the second one. Okay. So we don't really learn, and we don't have the right information, and we listen to the wrong people. Okay. Mm-hmm. Listen to the wrong people. So in the book, I go through how I ended up thinking what I think, how I ended up tolerating certain things in relationships I was in, and how I ended up coming into alignment with a man's natural sexual nature, which has nothing to do with y'all love part. Y'all love and sex are two separate boxes. So that's how I came up with that. So in the book, I go through the 3 relationships. I also explain the biology of love, which is women do not like, which is why I'm getting comments right now about me wearing red when red is a color. Okay. And that's the color of my book, which is why I wear red. Normally I wear red when I promote my book because it's the heart when it bleeds, because you're in pain. If you see the cover of my book, it's a bleeding heart. And I know women are in pain over it. I'm not saying that you're going to like it. See, people are mistaken that it hurts you, I'm not negating that it's not painful. There's things I've gone through with my husband that were very painful. I'm not saying that it's not painful. I'm not saying that it doesn't hurt you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not negating that. It is painful. It's hard for us to comprehend how a man can be in love with you and still want to put his penis in another woman. But that is something that we have to understand. This is how men are, and stop fighting it, because the problem is because we are not staying with men who are exercising their nature, we are destroying the Black family. It's already destroyed. It's being destroyed. Because now we're not staying together over that. This is the main reason women don't stay with men. It ain't, I got beat. No, it ain't. It's because he slept with somebody else. So we are literally destroying the family fabric for something that's been going on for the entire time we've been here. There is no period of time on earth where I didn't sleep with other women. So I don't understand why y'all think now you get to require that and expect that of a man and then say he's trash. Like I always bring up Future. I don't know why Future is demonized. The only woman he ever said he was with was Ciara. The only woman he proposed to publicly was Ciara. And he wanted to marry that woman. Some of the women he was sleeping with used turkey bases. They were taking fertility pills when they were sleeping with him so they could get pregnant. So this is what I'm talking about. I don't get how he got that whole demonizing mentality, because these women chose to have a baby with him. And a lot of it was clandestinely being done and, sinister, the way it was even coming about. So women will often stop taking birth control, take the IUD, I'll do all of this stuff. Now when they get pregnant by you, wanting to do with you, now he's worthless and he's a dog. No, he's not. No, he's not. You knew from the beginning he didn't want no kids with you. You want to force it on him and think he's going to like you. No. You want a man to love them kids? I'm sorry. Most men, they are connected to their children through the mother they had them with. So if you want this man to be in love with you and in love with your children, you'd have sex with men who you are in a relationship with who love you. And they're going to love the children that you're bringing forth. That is how it works. You can't be having sex with a man who don't even like you. How do you know he doesn't like you? When I say like you, see, women mistake sexual attraction for real attraction. That's not how this works. Y'all can see a body part and be attracted to the woman and want to have sex with her because of a body part. It doesn't mean you are attracted to her head to toe or you even like her with any emotion. Y'all have to stop being whores for men. The sexual revolution is not helping you. Men are not unfaithful. They're exercising their biological nature. That's what we have to get out of our brains. We got to say it correctly. Men are not unfaithful. Ask the man, honey, next guy you meet, ask him, would you love to sleep with other women? I'm okay with it if you do. Watch the response you get. Even if you lying, say it to him and watch the response you get from the guy you having sex with right now. Men are not unfaithful. Yes, STDs are out there. That's because the European brought it into the bloodline. I hate when women bring up STDs. We only have STDs in our sexual bloodline because of Europeans sleeping with animals and then having sex with themselves and then with us. STDs do not come about just from having sex. There is no STD. The only thing you can get is like a bacterial infection with the women. The bacteria can overgrow. That is a fact. But that's easily rectified. Stop bringing up STDs. That's not a reason. People can get checked. Guess what? Go get checked, take the medicine, and move on. That's not why you shouldn't sleep around. We've been on this planet for 6 million years. People are going to have sex. That is how it is. You cannot change men. Stop trying to. How would
you answer this question on the screen?
So it says, I'm confused. So men can be unfaithful and harmful to women in their relationship, and women should just shake it. Let's change your word from unfaithful to exercising their biological nature. And it is not harmful. It's how they are. And yes, you should take it because you're a female. When I was with King Simon and I was talking, the vagina is on the inside of your body, that penis is on the outside. So guess what that means, Sonetta? Penises should be outside, vagina should be inside the house. Take your vagina inside that house, clean your house, work out, raise them children, figure out ways to make your husband happy. I was thinking of ways how I could, let me find out another way I can make him happy. What can I get him? What can I do? I found these websites. I put the paper towels in the bathroom in the shape of a flower. So when he walk in the bathroom, when I cleaned it, I clean that bathroom. So that's what I do. I look for ways to make them happier. That's what you need to do. Because guess what? There is no man, the sister who made that comment, every man you meet slept with another woman. So you're not listening to the message. The universe is trying to talk to you and you ain't listening. They're trying to tell you, sis, we made these men like this. You better get one to love you and die happy. Because you won't die alone, and that's the problem. See, the wording she used, that showed you the mindset. They're unfaithful and harmful. No, your expectation is delusional and mental illness because you took that feminist virus medication. You swallowed that pill. So this is why you think they're harmful and they're not unfaithful. When did they tell you they only want to sleep with you sexually? They never said this to you. They never said those words to you. Want to be with you in a relationship is not saying that. They do want to be with you in a relationship. If they find you valuable to their life outside of sex, they're going to want to marry you and be in a relationship. That don't have nothing to do with that genital, with that African phallus they got in between their legs. Two separate things. So that's what I would say to that. Yes, you're supposed to take it. We've been taking it for 6 million years. You don't have no choice. Y'all act like you have options. So let me get this straight. You're going to go out into the world and all the men y'all are meeting, they're having sex with about 20 women in a rotation in a month. So what are you talking about? Let's be very clear. What are you talking about? They have to stop. And I would say to women, when men wouldn't have to cheat if y'all were aligned with their nature, then the sneakiness goes away. See, and they're not getting STDs because they're cheating. They're getting an STD because the person they said had an STD. It has nothing to do with cheating. If you get tested, guess what? You can get rid of it. You get AIDS. I get it. AIDS is on the rise in certain states, but that's not really a thing biologically if you look up the stats. So I know syphilis is on the rise in Atlanta. Syphilis is on the rise in Jersey as well, because we had an issue at the school I was teaching at. So it's not all man's nature. Here we go with the not all. If 80% of men, this is their nature, it is now the standard. I do not care about the 20% of men who can't get women, don't want women, and then they had sex with a whole bunch of women all their lives, and I don't want to have sex with nobody else. That's two different things. It is their nature, okay? It's most of them. Most of the men you meet, those are the facts. Let's be very clear. So this is how it works. So in the book, I go into that. So for example, when I get to the Science of Love chapter, I talk about the hormones in the body. So when you're looking at men, when they trace their hormones, all of the hormones it's not a terrible metric for my daughter because my daughter is told the truth. My daughter was told, guess what? You like attractive men? Guess what comes with these attractive men? They're going to be attracted to other women. 9 times out of 10, they're going to sleep with those other men. And guess what? That's not a reason to leave. Is my husband faithful? Yes, he's faithful to the arrangement that we have, which is he sleeps with other women. Okay, so that's my point about the biology. So the biology of men, all of the hormones that we have in our body, we equally have every hormone in our body, meaning the actual hormone. So Sonetta, you got testosterone and estrogen. You have estrogen very low. I have testosterone in my body, but very, very low. So all of those hormones, oxytocin, vasopressin, dopamine, we all have them. But guess what? We release them in different amounts and at different times, which changes everything. So for men, and y'all can research this if you want. When men release oxytocin, which is the binding hormone that women use to bind to their children and to their mate. And why is that? To ensure the biological survival of the man's genealogy. This is why you bind to men with sex, women, and we have to bond to the children for their survival. So men have that hormone as well. But guess what? In a man, oxytocin doesn't help him bind to the woman. Guess what it does, Sonetta? It helps you have an ejaculate. So you'll have the same hormone in the body doing different things. With a woman, when our oxytocin is released, it's making us bond to the person we're having sex with. It's very different. So again, we do not release hormones in the same amount and we don't release them for the same purpose. We don't. And it changes the biology of sex for men and women, which is why men can have sex with 100 women, don't even like none of them. He just likes having sex with them, but loves his wife. This is how it works. And yes, my daughters know this, and they're very abreast to it, and they know how it is. These are the facts. And it's not terrible for my daughter, because my daughter's going to end up married, and they're going to end up staying together, because I'm not telling them to leave over something that you can't avoid. Now, if they end up meeting a guy who doesn't do it, more power to them. I'm happy if that's what they meant, but that's not normal. Normal means the average person they're walking into. It's not normal. Yeah, and the STD and the AIDS that the men got, who they get it from? The women they were sleeping with. So tell women, stop being whores and sleeping around, because the men get it from the women they sleeping with. You ain't get AIDS. Stop. See how women, they just exaggerate? You never got AIDS. Sitting there talking about you're going to get AIDS. Did you get AIDS? No, you did not. Stop.
Right.
You didn't get AIDS. Like, knock it off. They always
but
do.
You know, they come up with all kind of excuses just to try to stop their man.
That's what they do. They use the guilt.
That's all it is.
You ain't stopping no penis from doing what it's going to do. They've been trying to do that for I don't know how long. This last 50 years, women, this is what they do, son. They go online, they demonize you like they're doing in the chat. They demonize men, and they demonize the women who do it. Oh, men ain't this, and they're disgusting, and they're foul. They do this whole rant. But guess what? I know they're going to sleep with them this week because they're not celibate. Make it make sense. You're going to have sex with them this week. Make it make sense. Because none of y'all are celibate. Please stop the crap. Stop.
All right. Is it all right if I open up the panel?
Of course.
And let the people ask the question that they have any questions?
Absolutely.
Hey, I need my moderators that if I got moderators in the building, I need you to block anyone who's being not block. Put them on the timeout for 24 hours. Let them think about what they did.
Like, this is out of control. So I can't wear red lipstick now.
We'll see them tomorrow.
I can't wear red lipstick. My hair. This is my hair. I have no weave. This is my hair with flowers and butterflies.
Yeah, put them on a 24-hour timeout. All moderators that's in the building. I only see Max Bird so far. I seen Dr. Reggie in here. You know.
No, I'm correct.
Y'all can disagree, but be respectful in the disagreement. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, so it doesn't bother me. I'm so used to this. I got dragged last week. Oh God, these big ones had a whole field day. It doesn't bother me at all. Hello.
Hi, how are you? I'm sorry.
How are you?
I'm good. Lighting is bad. I'm at work, so forgive me. So I had a couple of questions because I missed a good portion of what you were saying, and I came in at a very heated time where you were talking to the comments, so I don't want to judge you off of that part. But I did catch the part where you were talking about Future and how you don't blame Future for doing what he does, right? And I thought that was kind of interesting, especially since, when you were talking about men who have women that are leeches, you don't feel that same way for them. You expect those women to step up and be of the helpmate that they're supposed to be, right? But when it comes to Future, even though, yes, he might have been trapped, he might turkey basters, I agree with you. And these women absolutely targeted him. I agree with you. But that does not take away the fact that he implemented himself into the sex and also has children that comes out of it. So why isn't there a still step up when it comes to him, but there is with the women?
Who carries the child?
Women.
Okay, so who's responsible to make sure you don't get pregnant by a man you claim you don't want to have children with because I'm just using Future as it is, let's just say it's Future, because he has multiple children with all these other women. The fact that you're even engaging in sex with him, I already question that is valid. Okay, because everyone knows right now he got like 11 kids, right? By like 10 different women. So anybody who has sex with him now, knowing this information, you want a baby with this dude. This is 100% fact. So let's just say it's you. You carry the baby. You get to make sure if you get pregnant or not. Men are not having sex with women to have babies when they're just being promiscuous. You know this as a woman. But yet we still engage in sexual activity because let's be very clear. Men will ask you if you want something, a lot of them lie. I got sons. They will ask, you want something? You say, women will always say they're on something until they want what? They want this extra connection to this man and they want to keep him around. So when it comes to the future situation, if he's having sex with you, you're having sex with him. Why is the burden of you being pregnant? Well, he's not the one who carries the baby. You are. Why aren't you on birth control? You can usually
right, but that's not necessarily what I'm speaking to.
But don't say plan B. Why aren't you on birth control if you're out here having sex?
I get that. And I agree with that. Right. But that's not necessarily what I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to the fact that the baby's already here.
No, you
right.
can't.
We could talk about. Hold on, sis. Hold on, sis.
You can't skip that part. You're skipping. You're getting to
I'm not skipping.
You're getting to an end result. Get to the beginning. Why were you having?
No, what I'm saying is when it comes down to the beginning, we spoke heavily on the beginning. We spoke about that these women are targeting him. We spoke about how women are actually trying to have sex. That's how I came off. I came off starting there. So now I'm going to skip that because we spoke about that. And now we're going to get to the conclusion of it all when the baby is here, because fatherhood does not step out just because you felt like you wasn't going to be involved. I don't want to have a yelling back and forth. I just want to be able to say what I'm saying. I want to listen to you when you're saying
one mic.
Thank you. So with that being said, I don't believe that fatherhood just steps out. I don't believe that anybody, when they're having sex, are thinking about having babies all the time, right? And I damn sure don't believe that about men. But it is a conclusion of sex. It is a consequence. So why is it that you are laying a foundation for men to kind of escape out of the actions that they chose to be in, while then also making women the sole priority of said child?
So if you are a single woman and you are engaging with sex with a man, you are 100% responsible for you getting pregnant. The man does not have to take care of your child. I don't believe in that. Back in the day, we had bastard kids, and I still believe in that today. You are not going to get the blessings of love and marriage and happiness, and the man's going to act super happy when that's not his relationship with you. You are not entitled to that treatment. You're not. And because a baby came out of it, you're still not entitled to that. Because guess what? If you didn't want that baby, whether he wanted the baby or not, you can go down and get rid of the child in 2 seconds. He would have nothing to say about it. But if they don't like you and don't want to be with you or your baby, now fatherhood doesn't step out the window. And yes, it does. It does step out the window. You got to make sure that your relationship with these men that you're choosing to have raw sex with, that's your dude. That's your husband. So that you don't have to worry about when I'm pregnant, he's going to get angry and not like it. I'm just dealing with the woman, not the dude right now. I'm just dealing with the woman. You cannot have sex with men raw and they come in you and then tell me the result is a baby and you better take care of it and love it and see it the same way you would the baby with a woman that you love. That's not how this works. It's not. Whatever he's feeling for you, 9 times out of 10 is going in that baby. He don't even like you. Men, you don't even know if the man likes you. Men can have sex with you for 30 years and not like you. You don't even know that. So you're sitting there having raw sex with him and you don't know if he likes you or not. You're going to risk getting pregnant, right? Now the baby is here and you on some, well, why you don't want to see the baby? I didn't want to see you. I only want to see you every other week at 2 o'clock in the morning. Now you're having a baby. Cool. I'm sorry. You do not get the same treatment. You don't. We had bastardization for a reason. Why? Bastardization was what? What was that? The same child by the father did not get the blessing of the child who came in the right condition. Y'all want to bring children into this world under the wrong conditions, but get the right condition response. That's not how it works. It's not.
Okay. I get where you're.
And I'm not negating. I'm not negating the man, meaning he has no responsibility why you got pregnant. He does because y'all decided to have raw sex. That's the only responsibility.
But that's not what I'm saying. You're stuck on having raw sex, and it's because you want to keep the consequences of babies on women. And I get that. Please. Thank you. I get what you're saying. But in reality, 2 people have a baby. And let's say I'm in this situation. I decided to have Future's baby, right? And he also had sex with me. We both have this child. This child is now here. That child deserves both parents. It ain't got really nothing to do with me. I don't even got to like this man. I don't even got to pay attention to this man. You don't even got to talk to me. But you know who you can? You know who needs you? Your child that you brought into this world. And what I'm hearing you say is that men have the option of opting in and out of fatherhood, even though they're producing children, and women don't have that option. And I disagree with you wholeheartedly. Honey, I can't. I just need you to show like a little bit more decorum. So we can have a conversation.
I'm having decorum. I'm being very
but it's turning into an argument because you keep on over talking me.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I'm asking is, if we recognize that it takes two people to raise a child, it takes two people to do those things, whether they're together or not, why are you now absolving men from fatherhood after the decisions that they made to have sex and create babies? Why are you absolving that?
Okay, so number one, two people are not having a baby, you are. Spiritually, when you are with a man spiritually, that's when both of you are having a baby. Because why? His mind, his sperm, his body was aligned with the woman at the time of conception. That's when that's when the couple's having a baby. When you're having raw sex with a man, y'all are not having a baby, sis. You're the one having the baby. He is not. Number two, you said that men are absolved from this. No, women are absolved from it because they kill their babies every week. They kill their babies every day. We have the abortion stats, if you like. I did a whole podcast on how many abortions we have killing our children at will. So men are absolved. They should, the same way we absolve it, they don't have to take care of you. If you want a man to love his babies and love welcoming a child in, the condition in which they are conceived matters. And y'all want to erase that part. That's why I have to keep going back there. You're getting to the end result that a baby came. Get to the inception of that child. The inception of the child came from, and I can't even say the word, F-U-C-K. He doesn't even like you. And you said you can come in me, sir, and multiple times. We're good. Most of these women then say, you know what? If it ever happened, I'll get rid of it. We know you're lying. Men know y'all are lying. So they ask you, are you on something? And I told my sons, all these women are lying. They're going to jam you up. So women have abortions all of the time. We actually have 1 million of them a year. Let's be very clear. So when we don't want a baby, chop, shop, suck it out, kill it, murder it, it's gone. But when a man who doesn't like you, wants nothing to do with you, and you knew this for the last 2 years y'all were having sex, you want him to do what? Spend time with it. He doesn't have to. That's what you get for being a baby into the world with a man you're having raw sex with, and y'all are not in a relationship. That is exactly what you get. That's what your child gets. That is what you deserve. So I'm not absolving. I'm giving men, they have the same freedom to do exactly what women do. Y'all want to engage in something sexually? Because you should be having sex with your man. You should be having sex with your husband, especially when we're our age. You shouldn't even be out in these streets because you should be married already. You're going to have to deal with that, and that's what you deserve. You don't deserve every day and all of that. That's not how this works. And y'all keep ignoring that part. Get to the part where you're in the bed and he's coming in your vagina. You have to stay there because you'll be the one having the baby, not him. He don't like you. So this is why this always ends up being an issue. Women have to stop. You can't move like a man and think you're going to get treated like a wife. And you say, no, he don't got to talk to you. Yes, he does. That's going to be a completely dysfunctional relationship from the beginning. Why? Because the relationship you had with the man on your end was dysfunctional. You let a man ejaculate in your body, and guess where the sperm go? The sperm go in your brain, in your blood. It goes in your deep tissues, and you wonder why you stressed out, and the man don't like you. And then you want to tell him, I'm having your baby, and you got to take care of it? In what world do you feel entitled to that? You don't get that. You want to have, they love it, they take care of it, they there with you every day and holidays and birthdays. Be his wife. Be his girlfriend. That's how you ensure that. We are the ones who carry the children, so we have the burden of making sure we don't get pregnant by men who don't want to be in relationships, or quote unquote, let's just say they're not good fathers according to you. These are the facts, because women absolve themselves in 2 seconds. Abortion. I know people who've had 5 to 7 abortions. That's absolving it. Oh, I don't want to take care of this baby. Clip, clip. And at the end of the day, you still can force the man to take care of the child because the court system backs these single women up. So even if you don't spend time with the child, he's going to be paying monetarily. And that's how this works. So my daughters are taught to marry and marry young. Because guess what? When they get pregnant, they're going to get pregnant by their husband. It's going to be a joyous time. Not no, mommy, I got to tell you something. Oh my God, here we go. Women are completely irresponsible with their body and then want the men to pick up the slack. That's not how it works. You had the baby. Guess what? Now your child going to be baby number 5. Is going to get seen whenever he got time. That's what you asked for. Having sex with a man under those conditions. Does that make sense? Even if you don't like
it makes sense to you, and that's what matters, right? In all reality, it makes sense. And wait, hold on. I don't want to argue, sis. It makes sense to you. This is your rhetoric. I get it. Got it. What I'm saying is, right, is that you are grossly misunderstanding what biology is, right? Because in order for a baby to be born, you need 2 parents. Period. I don't know what you're talking about. Sis, the decorum word needs to be real. No, you don't. You're not having it right now. And I'm trying to respect you because you're literally holding this panel and it's based on you. But I'm trying to have a conversation with you and you keep on over talking me. You keep on cutting me off. And I don't understand why.
That's not true. I didn't keep cutting you off. I'll let you speak.
All right. You do. You do. This is like the 4th time. And I keep on asking you. I'm letting you go with your rant. I'm letting you speak.
About biology, you're not qualified. So
all right. Time out. Both time out. We got to move on. We got another sister in the building. But before that, Angela, I would like for you to read your next question on the screen.
Okay, big salute to Sister Priest. Question: should our ladies settle for open marriages or should we mold our young men better? Both needs to happen, meaning we have to make sure our girls understand that this is what men do, and we also have to mold men to be husbands. So we don't necessarily have a lot of young men being raised by a marriage household. So they're not seeing what a husband should be doing, if that makes sense. So please do not think that I'm saying men have nothing to do. I am a woman. I don't correct men. That's not my job. My job is to correct women because I am a woman. I can't correct somebody that's stronger than me. I can give advice and I can give awareness to situations, but I don't correct men. I'm making women responsible for the toxic things that they are doing. That woman literally was discussing whore culture and asking me why you're getting a result that you don't like. That's why you're skipping over a big portion of why you're getting this result of not having the relationship you want. Fatherhood is connected. Motherhood and fatherhood is connected to that relationship between the parent. So when the parents are in love and happy, guess what they're going to produce? A healthy household. So we have to make sure our sons are being raised to be husbands, and we got to make sure that our daughters are being raised to be wives at a young age like we used to back in the day. Because we are sending our girls out in here into a world of whoredom. We are promoting it, and this is diabolical. The men are not being taught to get married because honestly, what do they have to marry? You sending a whole bunch of women out here telling them to be sexually fluid. Men are not going to want to marry that. So you get what I'm saying? So at the same time, we're teaching men to be husbands. What do they have to marry when they go to pick? That's another issue.
Well, sister, I'm going to say this right quick. I was feeling what you were saying because I've been in a situation where I was with a woman and it was just for the purpose of
sex. Correct.
Having sex with the sister, right? She ended up popping the condom.
Of course she did.
I was scared to death. I was scared to death. I mean, you don't even know what was in my mind.
I could imagine.
Why did she do that? I was going through all kinds of stuff, right? Come to find out, like what you were saying, if she would have gotten pregnant,
it would have been diabolical.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted the baby, but I still would have taken care of mine, forcefully. I would have had to take care of mine. That's what I would have did. But I still wouldn't have to do nothing with this woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But this is what happens. Look at what you're saying.
Like, yeah, you're right on that.
But this is what I'm saying. You would have been forced to because your initial reaction is what? I didn't want the baby. So now you're going to force yourself to build a bond. That biologically affects children. So I'm trying to get these women to understand you are biologically affecting your seeds by who you're getting pregnant by. When you get pregnant by somebody who don't even like you and you are just a cum bucket, what you're doing to the developmental part of your child is also quantifiable. So I don't think people understand biology. That's why I don't argue science with people, because if you don't have a science, you're not in my realm. As Dr. Clark would say, I only battle my constituents. Everybody else I'm teaching. Right. Biology is what my degrees are in. So if you understand everything that you feel goes into your egg and your sperm, Sonetta, I can quantify it how. Because everything I feel, everything I think is responding to a neurotransmitter and a hormone. So it goes right into your sperm and your egg. So when you got a sperm of a man who don't like you, that went into the sperm of that seed that came about. And then you wondering why the child deals with rejection, all sorts of crap. That's why I'm saying it's biologically wired that way. And that's what you deserve because you forced that onto the child. How? You allowed your body to get pregnant by a man who doesn't like you. And women don't like responsibility and they want to put it back on. No, it ain't we having a baby. That's our spiritual union. That ain't no we. It ain't no we. That's you having a baby when you're not in a relationship with that man. That's why it matters. And while bastardization, that was a European concept, they still got that from Africa. We had bastard children because they said it. We're not going to act like we didn't have that bastard. They didn't play none of that. The bastard child in Africa did not get what King Tutankhamun got because he was the first grandchild. We're not